Hello YouTube! Maximum Photoshop's back here with another tutorial for you guys. This is Daniel as always. So let's get right to it. The first thing that we're going to be doing, or the tutorial that we're going to be doing today, is to create some glowing lines. Something like this, or like this. So let's get right to it. Let's make a new document. I'm going to make it 700 by 700 with a resolution of 72. Color mode RGB, background contents transparent, and click OK. Let's jump right into it. The first thing we're going to need to make, or I prefer to make, is the background. As you can see, the background is a little interesting with a little bit of texture. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our gradient tool. Now we're going to make it, the first color stop is going to be 0F, 0500, and the second color stop right at the end is going to be FF3E04. Hit OK and OK. Now, make sure reverse is checked. We have to get the center of the image to make sure that the black is on the outer parts to make a sort of vignette effect. How are we going to do that? So, click Control R or Command R if you're on a Mac to make sure that your rulers are showing, as you can see. And from there, drag down and it'll create a guide. Now if you keep dragging, it's going to automatically snap into the center of your image. So you can do that and do the other axis as well, and it'll automatically snap. There you go. Now you can click Control R because we don't need the rulers anymore. So once you've made sure that reverse is on, make sure that it is a radial gradient, not a linear gradient. Mode, normal, opacity 100%. We're going to zoom in a little bit. We're going to get it right in the center and scroll outwards to the edge of the image and let go. Very nice. Now we don't need these guides anymore. We can go to View and Clear Guides. Very nice. So if you check back this image, you can see that the background has a little bit of texture. So we're going to create that texture right now. Make sure that your foreground color is white and your background color is completely black. Create a new layer, go to Filter, Render, Clouds. Now you can click Control F a couple times so you like what you see. Now what we're going to do, we're going to go to Filter, Filter Gallery, get into the Sketch section, and click Chrome. Now it gives you a really cool effect. Make sure that the detail is 8 and smoothness is 8 and hit OK. Now what we're going to do, we're going to make Chrome overlay and the opacity is going to be 8%, which gives us a really nice texture, as you can see. So let's get into the actual glowing lines. Here we go. Take your brush tool out and make sure to set the brush at 6 pixels and hardness is 100%. Now the color doesn't really matter. So for this, just to prove it to you, I'm going to make it black. So the next step, we're going to take the pen tool right here, P for shortcut, and we're going to draw out a random line. For this, I'm going to make a little S bend. And once you have your line drawn out, right click and press Stroke Path. Make sure brush is set and simulate pressure has to be checked. Click OK. Oh, my bad guys. Let's undo that. Create a new layer before you hit OK. And right click once again, Stroke Path, simulate pressure is on, and hit OK. Now we can go ahead and right click and delete path. So here we have our little S bend right there. Now, to make it look glowing, that's how it's going to look. You need to add some layer styles. So double click on your layer to open up the layer styles. And the first thing we're going to add is a drop shadow. Blend mode is color dodge. The color is at FD12F. And the opacity is 100%. The angle is 120 degrees. Use global light is checked. Distance 0, spread 0, size 25. Next, we're going to add an outer glow. Blend mode, screen. Opacity, 75%. Noise, 0%. The color is FF793V. Spread is 0. Size is 104 pixels. Range is 50%. And jitter is 0%. If you think I'm going a little too quickly, you can always pause the video, rewind, and just to make sure, this file will be in the download in the description if you really want to go ahead and copy the layer style. So next we're going to have a color overlay, and that's what I meant by the color doesn't really matter when you start. Blend mode will be normal, it will be pure whites, and opacity is 100%. So as you can see in these two images, one is a little bit thicker than the other, as you can see in both. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Go ahead and go to your brush and go over here, and if you want to make it thinner, all you do is adjust the brush size to make smaller. So I'm going to make it a 4 pixel brush. So go ahead and the same steps apply. Create a new layer, take the pen tool, and create any line that you want. So I'm going to create a little wiggly right there, and right click and press stroke path once more, simulate pressure, and right click and delete path. Just so you guys know, simulate pressure is how it is shown right here, where it goes from thinner and less opacity to thicker and full opacity back down to thin. It sort of simulates like you have a tablet or you're drawing on a piece of paper. That's what simulate pressure is. Anyway, to save you some time, not to copy these all over again and input all the settings, you can right click on your previous layer, copy layer style, go to the layer you just made, and paste layer style. Now as always, you can move these, you can reposition them by Control T, free transform, do whatever you want with it, and click enter. And there you have it, guys. You have some glowing lines. If you really like this tutorial, more will be coming your way. I'm planning on making a series. So as always, like, subscribe, share. It's always really helpful. And thanks for watching. Daniel, out.